Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Imperium as we get into the Assassins. Now, these are not the Assassins from the Officio Assassinorum. While they do play a part in this lore, they don't necessarily mean that they come from the Officio Assassinorum. These are just Assassins found within the Imperium in general. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. If you have any suggestions, just comment down below. And if you like our videos, don't forget to share them with your friends. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Assassins of the Imperium. Even in a universe saturated with blood and death, there are those which turn murder into a sublime art form. The assassin is such a being, spending his life perfecting his skills in killing, rising to greater heights with each life they take. While many who serve the Emperor are proficient in battle, assassins revel only in the act of killing, and often care little for commonplace combat. Driven with either an unhealthy thirst for the blood of others, or a cold attachment leaving them devoid of their humanity, they can come in a variety of forms, linked together only by their desire to deliver death in the most efficient or grandiose way. They are inevitably drawn to those organizations which revere killing as much as they do, or are in need of such artful killers. Many join death cults, societies devoted to the act of murder. Others might be recruited to mysterious imperial organizations devoted to the art of the sanctioned killing. In all cases, it is the desire to take life and develop the skills of doing so which defines the assassin, a journey which will end only when they themselves succumb to death. Assassins are often not just masters at killing, but also at closing in on their prey and striking without warning. Like the Imperium's most deadly predators, an assassin stalks their quarry before he attacks, choosing the precise moment to inflict the maximum amount of damage and the best chance to make the kill. These techniques are the result of his skills in stealth and infiltration, slipping past sentries or guards and finding ways into seemingly impregnable fortresses. Like murderous ghosts, they appear out of nowhere to silently take down their target before vanishing once again. A truly masterful assassin can kill without detection, leaving only terror, confusion, and a corpse in his wake. In this capacity, an assassin makes an excellent scout or skirmisher, gathering information and spreading discord among his enemies, while his fellow acolytes conduct their mission. Part of an assassin's abilities extend to the art of deception and disguise. When he cannot move about unseen or comes across a barrier which he cannot breach, he can sometimes hide in plain sight. The finest are often adept chameleons, changing their appearance to match surroundings and mimicking their enemies to hide amongst them. Here they become talented liars and learn to match the speech and mannerisms of their foe, to slide into their ranks unnoticed. Such methods are excellent ways of getting closer to a target, passing freely through security checkpoints and other barriers before attacking an unsuspecting quarry, and using the confusion to fade into the background undetected. Assassins are also skilled at the application of precision violence, taking out specific foes or striking targets that might have otherwise considered themselves safe, either close up with blades and poison, or from afar with a sniper rifle or a remote explosive. The assassin can hit a foe swiftly and suddenly, whereas a less subtle acolyte can be forced to expend huge amounts of ammunition or saturate an area with explosives to eliminate a target. The assassin needs but one shot or one thrust of the blade to do his work. This talent for precision murder can be useful when collateral damage must be kept to a minimum, or only a key figure needs removal to crush an uprising or a cult. In addition to skills in moving about unseen, bypassing security, and reaching difficult targets, the assassin also makes a good solid support combatant. Alongside the more heavily armed and armored acolytes, he can offer long-range assistance, covering the battlefield with sniper fire, or skulking around the flanks of his foes to take out stragglers and wounded enemies. Using his skills in death, an assassin can do terrible damage in the right circumstances, and open the way to his fellow acolytes to complete their goal. This could be taking out combatants unseen from kilometers away, the only evidence of his presence, the exploding heads of his targets. It could be close and bloody with blades and pistols, appearing suddenly to tear open throats and expose joints before rejoining the shadows. Assassins typically view most problems as solvable through precision and exact application of deadly force. and as such, move their bodies and mind to best execute it. Most delight in such applications, and eagerly seek them out, or view them as acts of devotion, as part of their veneration to the Emperor. The worlds of the Imperium are home to numerous death cults, murder guilds, life-taker orders, and other places to train in these arts of murder. Surrounded by such death and destruction, and living in the shadows of constant danger, some sects revere death as a force of nature, a vengeful god, a fickle ally. An assassin can hail from any one of these divergent sources, or even have learned his skills alone after long years selling his talents as a mercenary. Assassins born into a hive, or as part of a factory of a forge world, often favor guns and technological ways of killing. The death cults on these worlds often advocate training in advanced and exotic weaponry, such as elaborate micro-explosives. In contrast, the assassins of a feral world rely on more primitive means. Even if they later trade their metal sword for a power blade, there is a talent for getting in close to cut their foe's throat. Living in such conditions also grants a greater understanding of the natural environment, and these assassins may also be adept at the use of native poisons on other homeworlds. Highborn assassins represent another facade of death, using not only the resources to those born on developed worlds, but also exploiting the subtle ways of social conflict and mastering the skills of moving unseen by means of disguise and deception. They can also often call upon greater resources than their more humble brethren. The noble houses of the Imperium sometimes foster such men and women so that they might retain the service of a trusted killer, tied to the family through bonds of blood. Many death cults venerate imperial saints, and the assassins from shrine worlds can view their murderous art as an essential part of a religious life, reinforcing their faith to the Emperor with each kill they take. Assassins across the Imperium are bound in their common devotion to death and murder. Their varying origins are all but little matter to the dead they leave behind. And those were 40 facts on the assassins of the Imperium. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a nice little look into what it means to be an assassin within the Imperium. You can be part of a death cult. You can be part of like different enclaves that deal in death. You don't necessarily have to be the elite Officio Assassinorum assassins, because each one of those, is it clades? Or is it ordos? I think it's clades. But you don't have to be part of those clades, assassin clads or clades, in order to become an assassin. You could just be from a regular hive world or a feral world and grow up killing people, because that's what you do. That's what the Imperium does. You check out our 40 facts on the High Lords. No, sorry, on the Highborns. There you'll learn that all sections of the Imperium are full of just people trying to get you, basically. So even though you might be born into a position of power, you might have a trading certificate, or what are they called? The deeds. Or you might be like a rogue trader or something like that. People are always trying to kill you so that they can up their family within the Imperium. So hiring assassins or hiring assassins to kind of stop other assassins, like that one movie with Ryan Reynolds, basically like that. Stopping assassins from assassinating you by hiring another assassin to assassinate that assassin. I hope that makes sense. But that does happen, and you can implement that within your lore of your of anything really that you're creating. It would be really cool to have a Space Marine chapter that specializes in assassins. It would go a little something like it was regular full force Space Marine chapter, but it was reduced to like a company, or not even a company, maybe like a couple Space Marines that were left behind, but it just so happens that those that were left behind came from maybe a scout unit, or it came from like the 9th Company. Usually it's the reserve company, and then they didn't want to continue, or they couldn't continue their chapter because of their gene flaw, or because they just didn't have access to that, and they have to go and just become mercenaries, basically, like Space Marine. Well, not mercenaries for hire, but just like they're out there looking to assassinate different Xenos races, or just like chaos cultists, as an act of vendetta for the death of their chapter. Actually, that would be a really cool chapter. I wonder if there's already a chapter like that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or any other topics that you guys would like us to cover, please comment down below. Now, this information is coming from the Dark Heresy books. Check out Dark Heresy. It's a role-playing game. We can't ever play, well, we have not played the Dark Heresy game just because we can't ever get enough people to actually like participate, and I don't want to do the whole Skype thing or like Google Hangout type thing and record it that way. There's some really good channels that already do that. Vaults of Terra did that for a while, and you know, it was good content. It's just that I don't think it's for us. I don't really think that it's something that we want to do. But if you're interested in role-playing, if you want to learn more about it, check out the Dark Heresy books. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget we have a Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't support us on Patreon, simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it really helps out the channel, especially when you share our videos. So please do that, guys. Thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.